In this video, we're going to discuss the problems with creator laptops, even in 2024. How to identify a laptop that is a good pick as a creator. There's some really common pitfalls that brands fall into when producing creator-focused laptops that end up hurting the end consumer. And so this video is to help you weed through all the noise and marketing jargon and help you find the correct laptop, as well as I'm going to show you my top pick for creator-focused laptops in a certain price point. This is a laptop that I think really nails the mark with great price, features, functionality, and performance, and we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. Now, first, we're going to outline the problem with creator laptops. This creator laptop niche really started to develop around 2017, 2018, specifically talking about Windows laptops. And what you saw brands doing was oftentimes taking a gaming laptop or a professional laptop and then adding features to them in order to capture the growing subset of people identifying as creators. Some common things would be high color gamut range screens, dials, dual screens so you could have more area for your workflows, thin aluminum chassis with beefy GPUs and studio drivers from NVIDIA. And I know I'm doing a lot of air quotes, but what I'm saying is this was kind of all in process, right? They were adapting and learning and offering a product as the market was growing. And then also like pen functionality. So pen functionality primarily existed on thin and light, ultrabook laptops for, say, digital artists or photographers. People don't need big, beefy GPUs. And so they started to pull that pen functionality into these gaming laptops. The result thereof is that many of the brands offering these creator-focused laptops actually end up missing the mark on the basic needs of the creator because they took a laptop that was built for another market and then introduced it to the creator market to attract this subset of people, rather than building a laptop from the ground up that is directly creator focused. Now, one of the big problems that happened was that most creators are either self-employed, they're going to school, or they run smaller agencies. So buying a number of very expensive devices, basically gaming laptops that have had more features thrown on top of them. For instance, you take a $1,200 to $1,500 gaming laptop, add a higher quality screen, add touch functionality, make it a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter, maybe add some aluminum build materials, and now you have a $2,500 to $4,000 laptop. And that was an issue as far as price point. If you look at the comment section of most of my videos, there are some amazing laptops that are built for creators, but a lot of them are out of people's price points. They're $3,000 to $4,000. The Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i solves the 5 main problems that most creator-focused laptops run into even in 2024. Now, first and foremost, it has 32 gigs of RAM soldered to the motherboard. Though it is not upgradable, they give you 32 gigs of RAM, whether you buy the RTX 4050 version or the 4060 version. On top of that, if you're to flip the laptop over and take the bottom cover off, you're gonna have access to 2 M.2 slots. One occupied with the boot drive and one unoccupied. Therefore, you can go ahead and expand your storage at any time without fussing with the boot drive. Huge praise for me because when I first got into this laptop scene, I was not technically savvy enough to go ahead and swap out that boot drive. That's just something I still don't want to fuss with that. Another problem this laptop solves is going to be the color accurate display. Now, over the years, a lot of laptops have chosen to go with the OLED display in order to get the color accuracy and color gamut range. However, that has scared the pants off of a lot of people who are shelling out a lot of money in order to purchase a creator-focused laptop. They've gone with an IPS 3.2K display. It has a resolution of 3200 by 2000 at 60 Hertz, has 425 nits of screen brightness at 100% sRGB, 90% Adobe RGB, and 97% DCI-P3, all at a delta E of 0.79. One area that I personally don't love is the glossy display. Now, it's kind of hard to have like really nice, vibrant color accuracy on a matte display. So I understand choosing the glossy display really allowed them to get the most out of this screen. However, I don't love to see like the reflection of things in my laptop. But, tomato, tomato, I'll take the color accuracy, the low delta E, and the fact that it's an IPS and go with the glossy over, my super high preference of not having, reflections. If you're looking for some extra screen real estate, definitely check out the Lenovo L15 if you're on the go. But if you're in office, I definitely recommend the Lenovo 34-inch curved monitor, the G34W. Now, both of these monitors are a good price point and a good build quality, as well as screen resolution. And they have the simple features that make them great buys. Now, I know everybody's on a budget, so that's why I pick out these two monitors to showcase to you guys as great options for additional screen real estate. The L15 is a full HD 1920 by 1080 resolution. It receives power through the USB display port, so you don't have to plug it into the wall, which makes it super on-the-go friendly. It has a fold-out stand, so you don't have to carry any extra tools or gadgets or stands with you. It's built in. And it has pass-through power, so you can charge your other devices from the screen when it's plugged into your computer. On top of that, it has a good brightness of 243 nits. Now, if you're looking for something larger to be in your office, definitely check out the G34W. This is a WQHD display, meaning it's the step between 1080p and 4K. So a nice high resolution. It has a 170 Hertz overdrive refresh rate. If you're a creator needing color accuracy, not to worry, it has a 100% sRGB and 93% DCI-P3. It's super easy to set up, tilts, raises, and lowers to get the exact viewing angle that you're looking for. And as I mentioned earlier, both of these monitors have a great price point. Definitely check out the links in the description below for the live pricing. And if you do make a purchase, of course, I will get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you, but that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. Number 3, and absolutely the biggest problem the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i solves, is going to be the performance and power efficiency that a lot of creator laptops have struggled with over the years. Like I said earlier, a lot of laptops would go ahead and throttle the components in order to give you more efficiency. Or they might let the components just run wild and give you very poor battery life. The Yoga Pro 9i provides you with 100 watts of max graphics power. Most creator-focused laptops are going to be 55, 65, or 70 watts. The Dell XPS 16 has a 70 watt maximum graphics power. The MSI Prestige 16AI, 55 watts. But what's even crazier is laptops that are considered like top tier gaming laptops only come in at about 5 watts above the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i at the 100 watt maximum graphics power point. So you have the G16 at 105, you have the Zephyrus G14 at 90, you have the HP Omen 14 Transcend at 65. Now, of course, if you want to go balls to the walls with your laptop, then you should get the Lenovo Legion Pro 7i. That's going to have the 32 gigs of RAM. It's going to have all kinds of upgrade path, and it's going to have 175 watts of maximum graphics performance out of the RTX 4080. But again, what we're looking for here is that perfect blend of performance and efficiency. So as you can see, they're towing the line of giving you more graphics performance. However, let's switch over and check out the battery life. As you can see, you're getting 8 hours of battery life for past smart productivity, 8 hours and 47 minutes for streaming video playback, 5 hours and 41 minutes for Photoshop, and about 3.5 hours for full-on all-out video editing. So you're matching graphics performance, and you're gonna see that in just a minute as we get into the performance benchmarks. This laptop really surprised me. Both the RTX 4050 and the RTX 4060 were way more performance than I expected. The next big lever that the Yoga 9i pulls is, of course, the price. It comes in at $1699 for the RTX 4050 or $1899 for the RTX 4060. And honestly, for the extra $200, that 4060, you'll see here in just a little bit, the performance benchmarks, it's quite a big difference if you need it. And we'll check it out, review the benchmarks, and see which one is right for you. There were a few questions regarding the configuration of the Yoga Pro 9i in my previous video about the laptop. You can get it in the Ultra 7 155H or the Ultra 9. However, on Best Buy, you can only get it in the Ultra 9 with the two configurations of the RTX 4050 or the 4060. Now, somebody commented that you could get it in the RTX 4070, and according to all the research that I've done, according to bestbuy.com, the purchase option, and according to Lenovo's website, if I go ahead and I switch to the Intel Core Ultra 9, you can see that the max GPU opportunity on this laptop is the RTX 4060. So that is not true at this moment. There's not an RTX 4070 available in the US. Maybe there's one overseas. I am not aware of its availability personally. Now, there was also a contradiction about the IPS versus the mini LED display. That is correct. There is an IPS and a mini LED display. On BestBuy.com, you can choose the 4050 version and it'll come with the IPS display. If you choose the 4060, it comes with the mini LED display. Remember, if you want to check the live pricing, links are in the description below. If you do click those and make a purchase, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. But of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. Now, for me, the price point is a sweet balance between the ultra affordable Lenovo Lock or the more mid-range price point with the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i. Then you have the Lenovo Yoga 9i. It's thinner, lighter, has better battery life, has a higher resolution screen, has better color accuracy, and it's priced only slightly above that mid-range affordable Lenovo Legion Pro 5i gaming laptop. So again, that's where I'm saying the price point fits. This is not a cheap, budget-friendly laptop. To me, it fits right in where it's supposed to. It's not $4,000 to $5,000, but it's not cheap. Before we get into the performance benchmarks, number 5 would be the build quality, build materials, and the features on this laptop. Now, first and foremost, like I said, we have an aluminum chassis. It's thin and light. You can upgrade the laptop, as mentioned earlier, with those 2 available M.2 slots. The ports on the Yoga Pro 9i are abundant. We have a power adapter, so you're not going to steal one of your USB-Cs to charge the laptop. Fantastic. And that charger is going to be a 170-watt charger block, so you're going to be able to pull plenty of performance from the wall in order to power that max graphics power of the GPU at 100 watts. You have your HDMI, 2 USB Type-Cs, and a headphone jack. Now on the other side, we have our manual cutoff switch for the webcam, SD card reader, USB Type A's, and your power button. Now, another great feature on this laptop, of course, is the speakers. You have speakers instead of coming out of just the bottom, they come out of the sides, which creates a really nice immersive audio experience. Here's a sample of the audio so you can hear what it sounds like for yourself. Now, one thing they've done to this laptop is give us a better quality webcam. We have a 5 megapixel webcam on here, and here's a sample so you can see it for yourself. This is the webcam on the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i, and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Opening and closing the laptop can be done easily with one hand. And checking out the screen bounce, it does have a bit of bounce. So if you're somebody who's on the go a little bit, whether you're on an airplane, riding in the back of Ubers, or on a train, it may bounce a little bit during your trip. Now going ahead and checking out the screen flex, it has a nice stiff screen with the aluminum top cover. Now as we're taking a look at the inside of the laptop, do note that these are not speakers. These are going to be vents. The speakers, like I said, come out of the side, and you just heard the audio sample, but I don't want you to be confused about these here. Now the keyboard, I like that they've used their dished keys. Basically, it kind of drops down a little bit so the edges are taller than the center, which feels really nice on your fingers. And they're almost a soft touch material. They've gone with a little bit more premium key. They've chosen to get away from, the plasticky feel of the key, so they're a nice soft touch feel, but they're not sticky or tacky. Now the travel is going to be a medium key travel, so it's not going to be like an Ultrabook, very thin key travel, but it's not quite going to be, a full gaming laptop. It's going to have a nice medium key travel. They do have a numpad on the right side. A lot of creators are utilizing the numpad for shortcuts, and so to skip out on that would again remove a feature that benefits creators. The trackpad is shifted to line up with the keyboard. Not my favorite, though I would say a lot of left-handed users prefer the keyboard shifted over because it makes it easier to use the keyboard and the trackpad together. But as a right-handed user, you kind of end up like pushing yourself over. So big win for left-handed users because I know often they feel like they don't get any. The trackpad is nice and big. It has a very quiet, soft click. Really nice glass trackpad. This is not a haptic trackpad. It is a manual click trackpad. Here's a sample of me using both the keyboard and the trackpad for you to hear what it sounds like for yourself. For those of you that I know are bound to comment, Asus has released the new ProArt series at Computex. Okay, so I know it will be a direct competitor of this one, and don't you worry, when it comes out, I will do a full head-to-head review between the laptops available. All right, now for the big reveal, the performance. Let's see if this laptop does have the performance that you need as a creative professional. Keep in mind, as we're looking through the benchmarks, this is not the answer for the most powerful creator laptop to exist. It meets the need of the creator who's on a mid-size budget looking for great performance, build quality, and efficiency. All right, let's dive in. First and foremost, looking at the simulated benchmarks, and of course, both laptops having the same Intel Core Ultra 9 185H are going to score the same for the simulated benchmarks like Geekbench and Cinebench 2024. Now, as we move into Photoshop, you can see that the laptop really steps it up with that soldered 32 gigs of RAM, scoring in the top lineup with a lot of the big gaming laptops from 2024. Truly incredible. And the extra GPU power actually makes a difference when you're going into Photoshop. You can see we have about a 400-point advantage by choosing the RTX 4060 in Photoshop. Now, looking at 3D modeling, same thing. That RTX 4060, pushing it at 100 watts max graphics power, is going to give you an advantage in 3D modeling, whether you're in Autodesk 3ds Max, Autodesk Maya, PTC Creo, or SolidWorks. Now, SolidWorks, of course, is going to be the least advantageous because, as you've seen, if you've watched my channel for a long time, SolidWorks prefers workstation GPUs like an RTX A2000, A3000, A5500, or in the past, we've seen laptops equipped with Radeon RX, like the RX 6700S or the 6800S. We've seen those GPUs have great performance inside of SolidWorks. Now, moving into video editing, I'm gonna show you the video editing results for 4K export. And as you can see, we have a 2 minute and 47 seconds out of the RTX 4050 version and a 2 minute and 17 second out of the RTX 4060. I mean, that is on par with some of the top gaming laptops that are $1,000 more, for instance, the Lenovo Legion Pro 7i, in 2024. Now, when you go ahead and look at 6K BRAW export, 13 minutes and 28 seconds out of the RTX 4060. Both of the exports were 9-minute clips put into Premiere Pro and then exported out at full quality settings. It is one of the top performers that I have seen in 2024. The only thing that beats it is a couple laptops with an RTX 4080, but again, the Lenovo Legion Pro 7i has a 175 watt maximum graphics power. It's like a no-brainer. I mean, it's incredible the amount of performance that this laptop can pull. Now, going ahead and looking at the playback, again, we see great performance out of the RTX 4060, good performance out of the RTX 4070. 50 drop frames for 6K BRAW, 671 for 6K red footage. It solves the problem of throttling these creator-focused laptops while also giving us amazing battery life. And for the playback, the drop frames come out of 16,177 in the project. If you're a creator looking for a laptop with a mid-range budget, the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i was built from the ground up in order to give you great performance and efficiency, in order to give you great build quality and be thin and light, on-the-go friendly. Have the right ports that you need. Have a 3.2K IPS display that is color accurate and has a large color gamut range. Remember, of course, that it does have touch functionality, but it is not pen compatible. So if you're looking for a laptop that is pen compatible, unfortunately, it will not solve that problem for you specifically. From everything I've looked at so far in 2024, price to performance and features, I've not seen anything that can beat the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i at what it is aimed to do. Provide a great laptop for creative professionals on a mid-tier budget. Check the live pricing or make a purchase using the links in the description below, or click or tap the screen here for more videos to help you with your buying decision. I'll see you in the next one.